In the middle of Manhattan, where skyscrapers rose high and ambition roared louder than commuter traffic, there was a man named Harold Bennett. Each morning, long before the city awoke, Harold shuffled through the front doors of Brightway Industries, garbed in a janitor's uniform that had once been blue and lugging his squeaking cart of supplies. He was elderly, in his 70s, his hair silver and thin, his hands calloused by years of hidden work. The look in his eyes said something else. Sharp, observant, kind. Each morning he gave friendly nods to early risers and a whispered good morning. To most of the employees, he was a blur. A few nodded back. A handful smiled. But to them he was a janitor, an old man picking up their mess. Harold never spoke much, but when he spoke, his words had a quiet wisdom. He'd inquire of the receptionist, was her daughter doing better? That's what people said. Even the interns, fresh out of college, walked past him without so much as a glance. Some even mocked him behind his back. Man, when I'm his age, remind me to retire. I'd rather die than scrub toilets. He probably didn't save enough money. Sad hunt, but Harold heard it all. He always did, and he smiled anyway, because they didn't know. They had no idea who he really was, and Harold wasn't in a rush to tell them. The company had changed. Brightway Industries had once been a small business run out of a basement, its foundation built on honesty, grit, and vision. Harold knew. He had built it, brick by brick, risk by risk. Back then, he was the man in the suit, the man behind the boardroom doors, the man with a dream. But time has a way of humbling you. After his wife passed and his son moved abroad, Harold slowly stepped back. He transferred control to new management, kept a silent majority share, and requested one strange thing. Let me work in the building as a janitor. No one needs to know who I am. The board found it odd, but they agreed. And so Harold faded into the background, quietly observing the company he had once ruled. Then came Marcus, the new regional manager, young, polished, and ruthless, the kind of man who measured success in quarterly earnings and had no time for sentiment. Marcus saw the janitor as a nuisance, a waste of budget. He's too old to be useful, he told HR. Let's bring in someone younger. Cheaper. But he's been here forever, someone tried to argue. I don't care. This isn't a charity. We run lean or we drown. And just like that, Harold was let go. No ceremony. No thank you. Just a cold email and a box to carry his things. The next morning, something unexpected happened. Harold didn't show up, but the CEO did. He wasn't scheduled to be there that day. He rarely visited anymore. But there he was, standing in the lobby in a tailored suit, waiting. When Marcus strutted in with his designer coffee, he nearly dropped it. Mr. Lawson, we weren't expecting you. The CEO cut him off. Where's Harold? Harold, the janitor? Marcus raised an eyebrow. Yes, the janitor. The man you fired yesterday. Marcus shrugged. He was old, slowing down. I made a judgment call. The CEO stared at him. Do you know who he is? Marcus blinked. What? You fired Harold Bennett, founder of Brightway Industries, the man whose name is still on the original company deed. You fired the owner of this building. Silence. You could hear the heartbeat of the receptionist behind the counter. The CEO stepped closer. You've embarrassed this company, disrespected its legacy. Effective immediately, you're relieved of your duties. Word spread like wildfire. The man they'd all ignored was the man who had built the walls they worked inside. Some employees cried. Some were ashamed. Others rushed to LinkedIn, scrubbing posts where they joked about the old janitor. And that afternoon, Harold returned, not with his card, but in a crisp suit. He walked slower than most. But when he entered the conference room, everyone stood, quietly, respectfully. Harold looked around the room. He didn't yell. He didn't gloat. He just smiled. I came back because I wanted to see what Brightway had become. I want to know if the values we built it on still lived here. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. Somewhere along the way, this place forgot that people matter more than numbers. And then he added something that stayed with everyone forever. Never assume someone's worth based on their uniform. One day, you might be answering to them. From that day forward, Brightway changed. HR implemented new empathy training. Interns were taught company history, including Harold's story. And Harold? He didn't reclaim his CEO title. Instead, he became Chief Values Officer, mentoring leadership, attending hiring meetings, and reminding the company what mattered most. People no longer walked past janitors without saying hello. Elevators didn't go quiet when someone from maintenance entered. And the break room had a framed photo of Harold, mop in hand, smiling. Because sometimes the most powerful people walk among us quietly. And the greatest lessons come not from boardrooms, but from humility.